Hello, and welcome to What the Fun Facts with Lily. I'm your host, Lily, and I'm not an expert on anything. Get ready for some of that good info for you to impress that person you like. You know, that one. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. Alright, it's spooky time, and I am hyped. I love Halloween, I love Halloween specials, and I finally have the opportunity to do one, so here it is. One of the best parts about Halloween is that you can't exactly pin down where it came from. I like to think that it adds to the creepy and mysterious factors of the holiday. From what I can gather, it's some sort of amalgamation of an ancient Celtic festival and a European custom brought over by the Scottish and Irish. One of my favorite things about All Hallows Eve is all the funny /scary /sexy costumes. This is where the Celtic festival comes in. It's called Samhain, and it's basically the celebration of the start of winter, also known by its much cooler name, the Dark Season. Now, these pagan Celts thought that the gods and/or evil spirits would be able to see them during this time. And apparently these Celtic gods and spirits were little tricksters. To protect themselves, some festival goers would dress up as animals to trick the tricksters. I personally think that literal gods would know that a person wearing cat ears isn't a cat, but to each their own, I guess. Anyway, this dressing up is kind of what inspired our modern Halloween costumes. On a quick side note, if you have seen those old black and white photos of kids in Halloween costumes, then you know true fear. I have nightmares about their giant painted masks. That just leaves the European custom, and that custom is mumming and guising. The name doesn't make sense to me, but I'm just a stupid American, so what do I know? People would dress up in costumes usually made of straw, go house to house, and then sing or do stupid skits in exchange for food. I guess after a few generations, this transformed into trick-or-treating, that we all know and love today. Mumming and guising also reminds me of Mary Louise, but I'll save that horse skull for the Christmas episode. Next up, I have a little story for you. This is the abridged version of the Irish legend of Stringy Jack. Jack was a prankster, and ended up tricking the devil a couple of times. First, Jack tricked the devil into turning into a coin. Then put that coin in his pocket next to a cross so he wouldn't turn back. Jack let the devil come back, but only because he made a deal so that the devil would never take Jack's soul when he died. Next year, Jack asked the devil to climb a tree to get some fruit. The devil, not having learned from the first time, then got himself stuck in the tree like a sad cat because Jack carved a cross into the tree bark. Jack eventually let the devil come back down the tree. Then one day, Jack died. God very understandably didn't want him to be in heaven. The devil, although very perturbed, knew that a deal's a deal and he would not claim Jack's soul. Instead, the devil gave him a burning coal and sent him into the night. Jack put the coal into a hollowed out turnip, and he has roamed the earth ever since. Thus ends the legend of Jack of the Lantern. Good old Irish thought that sounded like good fun, so they began carving faces into turnips and potatoes. As one could imagine, the results were lackluster. It's fairly difficult to hollow out a turnip. Then, these Irish fellows came over to the good old US of A, and they discovered pumpkins. And oh boy, those were way easier to carve. And thus, our pumpkin carving tradition was born. Haunted houses. Some love them, some hate them. You either drag your friends through them, or you're the one being dragged. I'm the latter. I do like the part after where we all get to laugh at ourselves and what weenies we are. I have a couple friends that love being scared, and I kind of wonder what's wrong with them. Turns out there are some scientific reasons why people like being scared. The biggest one is just plain adrenaline. I know you've probably heard of the fight or flight response, but here's a quick refresher. When your body thinks you are in danger, it presses the panic button, and all your physical and mental energy goes into beating something up or running away. Hence the clever rhyme of fight or flight. This response releases a bunch of fun hormones, one of which is adrenaline. Adrenaline makes your hands shake, your heart pound, and your stomach churn. It makes you feel kind of powerful. Additionally, adrenaline and dopamine like to do things together, so it shows up too. Dopamine is one of the happy chemicals and gets released when good stuff happens, like eating. Dopamine especially likes anticipation. So while you're waiting for that scare to come out, you're getting some happy hormone. This, coupled with the fact that once the scare is over, you know you are safe, can make you feel somewhat euphoric. I know that after I finished my most recent haunted house, I felt great because I was able to finish it while only having to abandon one of my friends to a chainsaw-wielding madman. I had fun. It logically doesn't make sense, but I think I'd be up to doing another one. Nothing too crazy though. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Follow, rate, or whatever you do the podcast you like. Or not. I'm not your mommy. But it'd be really nice of you if you did. And you'll get a double thumbs up from me. As always, have a great day.